Welcome back to BRB Auto Vlogs. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. In today's episode, we are going to be cleaning the air filter on my new truck. So I'm assuming in the previous video, I most likely went over this truck behind me, what happened to my old truck, as well as maybe some plans for this one. When we bought it, the previous owner gifted us a full AIRAID cold air intake. Helps with throttle response, frees up the airflow, but as you can see, this intake is disgusting. It's definitely seen its fair share of better days. But today we're gonna go ahead and get that handle. We're gonna go ahead and get it refreshed, looking good. Obviously, these are cotton intakes, so instead of throwing them away, you just clean them and reuse them. Today we're gonna be using this K&N recharge kit to go ahead and freshen up the dirty air filter that's on the truck right now. It doesn't matter whether you have an AIRAID intake or you go with the Volant or you go with the K&N. It doesn't matter as long as the filter is cotton and it came as an oiled filter. This filter in particular is an AIRAID filter, and it did appear to be oiled at one point, but it's not looking so hot anymore, so we're gonna go ahead and get to it. All right, so I didn't record it while I was doing it just because I wanted to make sure I had it loosened up and out the way. So this bolt right here is just a clamp that goes on there. All you need is a cross tip screwdriver like this one right here. Loosen this up and this will just shake right off, and you can wiggle the intake right off. As you can see, if you look real close in those crevices there, this thing is disgusting. It has had its fair share of use, and it's time to get it cleaned up so we can go ahead and reinstall it. All right, so after dusting off the air filter, as you can see right there, if the light's in at the right angle, it says do not oil. So it turns out this air filter is actually a dry air filter, which means the cleaning process is gonna be even easier. So all we need is the K&N Power Clean out of the kit. We don't even need the oil. So all you're gonna do, go ahead and spray it pretty generously to the filter. Once you spray it, you're just gonna go ahead and hit it with the water and just watch the dirt roll off. Look at the color difference. Look at the color difference. You can see where I've already started, where the cleaning products are already starting to kick in. It's going back from black to the red color it was before. So we're gonna do this all the way around, and then you just wanna let it sit for a while before you put it back in the car, because obviously you do not want your motor sucking in water. All right, just because there's still some black spots on here, I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but there's still some black spots on here, like right off in this area. So we're just gonna go ahead and go over one more time. As you can see though, this thing is a lot closer to the red it came from than it was before. It's gone from black back to its original color. This stuff works really well though, I must say. K&N did a good job with this product. Cleaning the filter. I used this before on my old intake. I've never had an issue out of it. It's super simple. Might take you like 5-10 minutes to do. And then we're gonna go ahead and wash this again, let it dry. And what you want to do, you want to make sure while you're cleaning this, at some point you flip it the opposite direction that you've been spraying, just to make sure that the dirt doesn't build up at the bottom here. Because down here in some of these cracks, there's dirt that you can't see because the intake has been facing the other way this whole time. For reference, it's like 50 degrees out here right now, guys. So you know, gotta make this video and gotta make sure my truck's running in tip-top shape. See, look how much better that intake looks. It's a lot brighter of a red. No longer looks black. And as you can see, there's no longer dirt or leaves or sticks or anything like that hanging off the intake. So while we're waiting on the intake to dry right there, we're gonna go ahead and use some of this waterless car wash from Chemical Guys on the air intake over here. So if you look in here, you can clearly see it's disgusting. Looks like it probably hasn't been cleaned since it's been installed. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray in there a little bit. Clean microfiber, by the way. Spray in there, wipe it down. By the way, this stuff smells really good. It smells like bubble gum, to be honest with you. Just look at how much better that looks in comparison to this dusty side over here. Look at that. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this for the whole intake box over here. And I also want to note, you want to be careful not to spray in this hole, because this is where your engine's going to suck in all of that air. So you're going to make sure you don't spray in there, because you don't want to get anything in there that the engine could possibly soak up. So if it's easier for you and you don't trust yourself, you can obviously just spray it on the rag and wipe it down like that. Oh yeah, that looks a million times better. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this little seal right here. It ensures that the air box is pulling in the coldest air. And by the way, all the products that we've used in this video probably cost no more than $30. The K&N air filter kit was probably about $15. Then this waterless car wash was probably about 5 to 10. So yeah, you can spray it on the rag like this and then apply. Or if it's easier, you can just spray it in at whatever it is you're aiming for. Boom. An extra 2 seconds of time, and look how much better it's gonna look. So now we just have to wait for the intake to dry off, and then we will be right back at you. All right, so it's looking better. We're just waiting on it to dry. So depending on what time of year it is, you can either leave it outside and let it dry on its own, or you can do like we're gonna do. It's winter here in Las Vegas. We're gonna go ahead and take it inside and use a hair dryer to speed up the drying process. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and use this hair dryer here on low heat, because we don't wanna burn a hole in our air filter. That's why that's what we wanna do. Put it on low heat, and you're just gonna go ahead and slowly rotate it around the air filter here until you feel that it's dry. Alrighty, so install is just as simple as removal. All we did, if you recall, loosen this clamp right here with the flat tip screwdriver like so. Plug it in there, turn it that way to loosen it. Just gonna come back over here, drop this beautifully cleaned air filter back into the respective area, wiggle it back on like that, and all that's left is to tighten this bolt right back down. And you're in there. Look at how much better that looks. It looks nice and red. The air filter compartment is so much cleaner. It looks so much better. Now the truck should perform a bit closer to how it should when this was originally installed. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace out and have a good night.